My humble loving pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan Baba. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram, and a warm welcome to you all. With Swami's loving grace and blessings, we are gathered here this afternoon for the Lasksharchana program that will be conducted by Uncle Vadgama. A little bit of background on the uncle. Uncle Vadgama came to know about Baba through Dr. Gadia, the founder of Laksharchana, around 20 years ago. Skeptical at first, but followed by many extraordinary experiences with Baba, he later found himself alongside Dr. Gadia during his programs. Both became very good friends, and in 2005, Baba, during an interview, asked Uncle Vadgama to continue with Dr. Gadia's work. Naturally shy and reserved, he explained to Baba that he certainly was not the right person, and his weak voice and elderly age would not permit him to carry out the ritual. But the Lord knows better. Baba materialized pink Vibuthi, placed it in Uncle's mouth, and declared that he would do the mantra for him. Suddenly, the first request for Laksharchanas started with the UK, then Africa, and even South Korea. Uncle performs Laksharchanas all over the world, wherever he's called: France, Switzerland, Italy, India, to name a few. All over, the Laksharchanas are received with much enthusiasm, great joy, and participants experience an overall well-being on the day and even the days that follow. We have a beautiful program lined up for you, as you can see on the screen. Now, in between the chanting, we will also have some bhajans. We are very fortunate to have with us Uncle Arun Kumar Panda, who has been closely associated with Baba for a very long period of time. He will share with us some of his experiences as well. We also have a display on my left there that shows how Baba's picture within our centre, which is the Forest Hill Sai Centre, came to be blessed with Vibuthi. It all started with the Om, and that's in the pictures as well. Now, if you haven't had an opportunity to see it, you can do so at the end of the program. We hope you find the program uplifting and energizing. I would now like to introduce Sister Deepika, who will give us a short explanation on what Lasksharchana is, the importance of Namsvarna, which is chanting the divine name, and the significance of the colors used in the altar decoration. Thank you, and Jai Sai Ram.
My most humble and loving pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan Baba. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. Sarvada Sarvakaleshu Sarvatra Harichintanam. Everywhere, at all times, under all circumstances, contemplate on God. There is nothing sweeter than the name of God. It is the cure for all diseases in the world, and to chant his name is the easiest path to reach the Lord. A Laksharchana is a very unique and powerful sadhana of chanting the divine name. Concerning the word's actual meaning, Archana means chanting and glorifying the divine name. Lak means 100,000. Therefore, Laksharchana is the name and practice of repeating in a group the name of the Lord in the form of a mantra. The original founder of the Laksharchana, as mentioned, was a long-standing devotee of Swami called Dr. Gadia. He traveled all over the world and shared his experiences and teachings of Swami. One day during an interview, he asked Baba for a mantra which devotees could recite for their spiritual practice. And in his honor, Baba replied that all mantras were fine and that he had no real preference. However, Dr. Gadia insisted on having a mantra given by Swami. Finally, Swami gave in and told him that the devotees could recite Om Shri Sakti Sai Krishnaya Namaha. And this is how the Laksharchanas began, with this mantra. When it is said with force, in unison, and with devotion by all present, the effects are very powerful. I'd now like to share with you a few little excerpts that Swami states about the importance of Namasmaran. Hindus, Christians, Muslims, and people from all religions have their own customs. However, they all have in common the glorification of the divine name. In terms of spiritual practices, nothing is more rewarding and as sacred as Namasmaran. It disperses illusion and is the key to the kingdom of peace for each and every one of you, no matter where you are. You may undertake any number of spiritual practices, but never forget God's name even for a moment. Chant the name of God day in and day out. That alone will protect you at all times. You can achieve anything through prayer. You do not need to pray loudly. It is enough if you even pray mentally. Some people have the mistaken notion that God will not come to their rescue if they do not pray loudly. God resides in your heart. He listens to your prayers. If you aspire to attain His grace, you have to contemplate on Him continuously. Worldly difficulties will come and go, and you should not attach much importance to them. However, it is through prayer that one can overcome any difficulties. Therefore, we need not perform any rituals in order to win the grace of God. It is enough if we even do Namasmaran from the depths of our hearts. Finally, before we move on to performing the Laksharchana, as Aunties mentioned, I'd briefly like to draw your attention to the spiritual aspects of the colours used in the altar today. In Hinduism, colours are very important and have a deep spiritual significance. The colours used today, as you can see, are predominantly blue, yellow and white. The colour blue represents the spirit and also relates to relaxation, giving peace of mind and clarity of thought. It also represents most of nature, as we see blue in the skies and the oceans. Finally, blue also represents deities such as Rama, Krishna and Shiva, who protect humanity from evil. The colour yellow represents creativity and optimism. It is the colour that activates the mind. Lord Krishna's dress is also yellow, symbolizing his representation of knowledge. And finally, the colour white is a combination of the 7 different colours of the rainbow. Hence it symbolizes a little quality of each colour. It represents peace, purity, cleanliness, and knowledge. The goddess of knowledge, Saraswati, is also known to wear a white sari sitting on a white flower. I'd now like to hand over to the brothers and sisters who will now sing a few bhajans before we commence the Laksharchana. Thank you and Sara.
एक बार क्षमा करो साई मेरे बाबा श्री सत्य साई
Dr. Gadia asked Swami, who are going to do Lasksharchana? And Swami gave me my name. And Dr. Gadia asked me, Vadgama, do you like to join in Lasksharchana? I said, no, thank you, I'm not interested in Lasksharchana. I can't do any mantra or anything. But he said, Swami, give your name. I said, no, doctor, I can't believe. How can you give Swami my name? Who I am? I am nothing. I am just ordinary Sai devotee. I don't used to go any bhajan regularly. Sometimes I go in bhajan, I sit in last row, bhajan time, I sleep nicely. When bhajan finished, I was, hey, wake up, go home. I used to go home. Or anything food, I ate lot of food. I never did Swami photo, anything. I said, how can Swami give my name? Doctor, you are lying me. Doctor said, no. Swami gave your name, you have to join Lasksharchana. I said, no, thank you, I'm not interested. And I refused all the time in doctor. Then doctor was very, very clever. So he said, look, you come and sit with devotee. So I was sitting devotee, and then he said, you come sit in front row. I said, no, doctor, I can't sit front row. What I can do in front row? I'm happy. I sleep in last row, I can sleep. I can't sleep in front row. I don't want to come. He said, no, please. For his respect, I was sitting in front row. And I was so angry inside, why I can't sleep, nothing. I was so happy in the back row. But then doctor said, come and sit with me. I can't sit in front of everyone, doctor. No. He said, no, please come help me out. So I was sitting with doctor. And then doctor said, can you start mantra with me? I said, doctor, I can't do mantra. I haven't got voice, nothing. He said, no, please try. So slowly I learned the mantra. Then doctor was so clever, when I start chanting mantra, we both sitting together, and when I start mantra, doctor closes his eyes and stops doing mantra. I have to carry out mantra. And I was so angry, doctor, I'm kicking him, but he doesn't listen to me. And I have to. Then one gentleman called Haris Premji in Switzerland, first time he invited me. He said, can you come Switzerland do Lasksharchana? So I asked Nandavan, when he invite, he said, yeah, Nandavan, can I come with you? We go and do Lasksharchana. So I said, yes, okay, I come and do it Lasksharchana. But my intention was only to go Switzerland, look Switzerland. I'm not interested for Lasksharchana. So I said, well, a good chance, he's going to take me in. I go to Switzerland, I enjoy myself and come back. So I said, okay, I'm coming. And he booked me. After 4 weeks after, we were going to Switzerland. And then I realized, well, without doctor, I can't do Lasksharchana. I don't want to go to Switzerland. I decided I'm not going. And 2 weeks before, after, I was going to Prasanti Nilayam. So I thought that I'm going to ask the Swami, can I go Switzerland or not? When I went in fair, I was sitting in the line because Swami let me sit in veranda. So I was sitting over there. When Swami came, and I lost my courage. I said, no, I don't want to ask Swami. If I ask Swami said, go to Switzerland, I have to go. Then I'm in trouble. But I'm not going to ask Swami nothing. When Swami came to me, I gave a few letters. Swami took letter and looked to me and said, are you going to Switzerland? Do you Lasksharchana? I'm looking at Swami's face. How Swami you know? Swami is good, he knows everything. I said, very happy, go. But I said, Swami, I haven't got voice. I can't do mantra. I do a little bit mantra and I'm tired, I have no voice. Swami said, open your mouth. And he materialized some Vibuthi, pink and blue. And he threw his my mouth and he said, when you are doing the Lasksharchana mantra, I am going to do mantra on behalf of you. And your voice going stronger and stronger and stronger. But then he gave me instruction. He said, don't do what Dr. Gadia used to do. Dr. Gadia used to do continuous 10 mala, you have to do continuous 10 mala. He said, no, you have to do 10 mala, 5 mala, do 1 or 2 mala, then do 1 bhajan. People get a rest, next mala, more vibration come. So only I changed Dr. Gadia instruction. So now I'm doing we doing 6 mala, maybe we go to 1 mala, 1 bhajan, 1 mala, 1 bhajan. How much time we got that way, you know. So I follow the doctor teaching, and then Swami gave me this safari suit, and he put my head on this head, low also, or hat or hot never, you know. When Swami gave me safari suit, I said, Swami, this is a cotton. I cannot wear in Prasanti. In Switzerland. Switzerland is a very cold country. I need a warm cloth. I can't wear this is a cotton. Swami said, no. When Lasksharchana day, temperature going 22, 26, don't worry, you can wear. And really, when we went to Switzerland, we started Lasksharchana, and the day was so hot. We have to open window, door, everything. Swami forecast 3.5 weeks before Switzerland weather. So Swami is good, he knows everything. After Swami instruction, I started to do the Lasksharchana. So first Swami, Dr. Gadia asked Swami gave me some mantra, but Swami wasn't giving any mantra. And Dr. Gadia on and off asked Swami. Finally Swami gave the mantra, Om Sri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah, not Namaha, Krishnaya Namah. And use this mantra for everyone. And Dr. Gadia was using that mantra, and he started Lasksharchana, and he's been all over the world and did a lot of Lasksharchana. After him, Swami gave me chance, and Dr. Gadia so I continued to carry his activity. And now I'm traveling all over the world. You know, last week I was in Switzerland, this week, next week again Switzerland, then Portugal, then France, then Italy, then Germany. Every week up to November I'm fully booked. Not a single week empty. I just have a rest. I can't take every weekend I'm in plan. But it's Swami grace. Swami look at me. You know, and Swami said, Italy coming underneath your feet, they have to go over there. I said, Swami, what you talking? I can't pick Italy. I never been Italy myself. I don't know anyone in Italy. I've only been Italy one time when I was traveling Italia airline, plane top in Milan 1 hour. I didn't come off plane. He said, no, you have to go more and more. But I said, Swami, I can't do it. He said, no, time comes, you're going to change. At that time, I wasn't believe Swami. Afterward, I started Lasksharchana, and first Lasksharchana I did Switzerland, and thereafter, then was doing continuously. So please join with me. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. 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 Om Shri
Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah.
Very nice. Baba now for it. Baba, I was yesterday finish. Yeah, little bit you can see. Come and see. See, if you sing from your heart, Swami word will be there. Even you do mantra from your heart, Swami will be there. And keep the simplicity, that's all. Don't try to be hero. Hero got 1,000 problems. Swami told me, live like zero, don't try to be hero. Hero got 1,000 problems. Zero have no problem. You always think other person is better than you. You never think you are a very clever. No. Always live zero. And Swami, always right. And no, never try to show, okay, I'm very close to Swami, I'm to this. Talk and very, very limit. And don't talk too much. And talk everything on the time. And you always going near and near to Swami. Om
Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah.
Every time Swami called for an interview, when a group is come, you see one photo, he holding my hand, he said, come and go in. I said, why is Swami calling every time? What I do? One time, when in London group came, and Swami called for interview. But only Swami, that time I was very fat, and I was weighing about 42,000. And I was sitting there and Swami can say, hey, you sit properly, you occupy 2 men place. Swami, I can't sit on the floor, I need a chair. No chair for young man, sit properly. And Swami was calling me, never called me Vadgama. He called me, hey, you Patarao, do properly. Every time he calling me Patarao, and other people is there, heard. And when I'm walking till, the people say, oh, excuse me, Mr. Patarao, what Swami was telling you? I said, look, Patarao. Then when I come back to London, everybody called me Patarao, nobody Vadgama. So I was hiding one side, and then the group is gone. And Swami looked around, and he said, very Patara. And the guy that come out, I was sitting one side, he started from other end. So everybody, finally came, come on, Swami calling you. So my God. So I went in. And when one side in the corner, there was press empty. I sit down there. Outside, there was a very, very hot, because that time wasn't pull on hall or anything. We were sitting on the sign. Inside, there was very nice, cool place. So I went inside, I sit one side corner, and Swami was talking puja, karma, and this, but I can't understand a single word, what he said. When everybody clapping, I clapping. Everybody laugh, I laugh. After a few minutes, I've been asleep. Not sleep, but I was snoring in the interview room. And Swami said, look at this man. He come in my interview room, he's sleeping. The people are dying to come in my room, interview room. Now he come and say, he's the happiest man in earth. Look. And somebody was next to sitting me, they hit me his elbow. He said, hey, you are sleeping, I'm talking about you. I went up. Swami said, hey, what you want to do? I was sleeping. He said, come here and sit to me. Swami was sitting there like this, give me seat right in the feet. I was thinking, oh God, Swami, why you sit me here? I was happy in corner, at least I can sleep. I can't sleep here. And Swami was talking, then Swami said, show me what ring you wear. I said, Swami, I'm never wearing any ring. Now I was wearing so many rings, even by Swami, and what too, and chapala, and so many things. I'm always giving. I said, Swami, I never wear any ring. Okay, I give you one ring. Swami, but right, one solid gold and a big diamond ring. And he saw everyone, and then he gives the lady side, look, ladies look. Then he gives the man side, everybody look. Somebody asks him, to who for ring this Swami? Then first time Swami had that ring for Vadgama. I was so happy because my wish was, Swami, please don't call me front of London to Patara. And Swami first time called me, I was happy. Then I was thinking, why Swami give me gold and a diamond ring? What I am going to do? I'm an engineer. I repair machine, do this. That ring might be, damaged or anything, hurt. If Swami want to give me something, why not give something simple thing? And I'm happy. I was thinking that. And finally the ring from gentleman and give it to Swami back. Swami said, everybody, you like it? Yeah, everyone said, yes, Swami, very, very happy, very nice. Vadgama is very lucky, getting nice ring. You like it, Vadgama doesn't like it, this ring. So everybody was looking at me. He said, you want something simple thing? Because I was thinking in my mind, I don't want the diamond ring, I want something simple thing. And Swami said, I give you simple thing. He flew off of 3 times, and ring came with the Om. This is the pattern given by Swami. The ring came with Om. So I looked ring, I said, Om. And what problem? Swami, Om, I can buy any jewelry shop. What is the proof? You give me ring. He said, what you want? I said, Swami, I want you. Oh, you want me? Okay, take it. He said, no, Swami, I want you in the ring. And then Swami blew up, and Swami came and ring, and the first thing he put me in my pocket. So Swami, always everything, but give simplicity. Don't go too much over. Om Shri
Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Satya Sai Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah.
So last time I told you, Swami calling me Thatara, now I was so angry. Then I reduced my weight and I came nice and clean. I was sitting on the floor very nicely. Swami came, But meanwhile, I start manufacturing plastic plate in the ashram. You can see in the photo of Swami going opening the warehouse and my factory and everything. Swami kept, now you are not Thatara, now you are Platara. Again, people would listen, and when I walk, everybody say, hey, Mr. Platara. I say, I'm not Platara, Vadgama. He say, no, Swami call you Platara. He say, you are Mr. Platara. And I was so angry all the time, Swami. But Swami made, sometimes you will make me happy on that way. Yeah, I was okay, Swami, whatever you like you can do. And I wasn't giving much attention with Swami, because every time they call him, that means nothing. Slowly, I've been for something for a long time and stay over there, do this one, and Swami calling on and off, on and off. When I came back to London, again Dr. Kadia was doing Lasksharchana. So he said, you come and sit down with me, do. I did this one because I have enough practice. Then he said, you have to ask something Swami. You have any problem, you ask Swami. What I can ask Swami? I have no problem, nothing. What Swami can do? Can't do nothing. He said, no, you ask Swami. Swami can help you out. I said, no, doctor, you are just talking. Swami can't do anything. He can't solve any of my problem. He always make me arrangement, doing this. He said, no, you ask something Swami. He's a God. He can help you out. I said, I don't know. Dr. Gadia forced me. He said, ask something. Then I was thinking, I don't know what I can ask Swami. Then I realized I got a young son, and he is a very naughty. If I say don't go out, he wants to go out. I say sit down, he doesn't. Always do against me. I said, it's a good idea. Check the Swami. I said, Swami can do that. Swami is God, really God. And I was just joking. I looked at the photo, I said, Swami, you are God, look out my son, make him well. And on the other end, then we have to give something Swami. What you can give Swami? Swami don't want any money. Swami don't want any gift. Swami don't want any present. What Swami want then? Swami want only pure love from your heart. That way we give rice before we see Satya Sai. When we Satya Sai, we give it the rice to our heart, and then after we let him follow. So Swami wants something from our heart, then which one costs you nothing. That is the Swami want from you. Swami don't want anything else. And a lot of people do bargain. Swami, I got this problem. If you solve, I'm going to do to your sleep, I'm going to do one coconut, do this. Never do any bargain. Just live with them. Tell them, Swami, I got problem. And help me out, and he will help you out. But don't try to do any bargain. Oh, I just, Swami, I'm going to do Japmala, I'm going to do this. No. Don't bargain. Just simply, Swami, I got problem, you have to help me out. Whether he help you out or not. You just carry on what way you want to do. So Swami always. So I said, well, Swami, you look out my son. And I'm giving you, I'm going to do Laksharchana mantra every time. And I promise you, I did in time, because it cost me nothing. To sit only Dr. Gadia and do the Laksharchana mantra. So I said, well, this is happy. I said, Swami, you look out. So I'm going to do Laksharchana mantra. So you have any problem, ask Swami and do in tarot, that anything. Or either you say, I'm going to sleep, do Japmala. But you don't have to do only Swami name Japmala. Swami said, which God you believe, pray him and go to near and near to your God. You don't have to do only my name Mala. You believe in Krishna, do the Krishna, you Buddha, whatever you like, you do prayer for him. That way Swami, and also follow the Swami teaching. They cost you nothing. So I said, well, how Swami, I'm going to do your Lasksharchana mantra. You look out my son. I promised Swami, I'm going to do Lasksharchana mantra. And you look out my son. I thought that I'm not going to do anything. But just want to make happy to Dr. Kadia. And I asked, what was really happened? A week before, I bought brand new car for my son. And he was driving on main road. On side road, one double-decker bus comes. Bus have compulsory stop. The traffic clear, then bus go. But driver forget it. And was straight on and hit my son's car. Car 4 or 5 times roll up, and the roof gone up to driver's seat, and 4-wheel up, and I hit on the pillow. Sorry, I hit on the pillow and got back. Police came. They tried to open the door. They can't open the door. Ambulance people came. They were trying to open the door. He can't open. Finally, they called the fire brigade. Fire brigade came. They cut the car and he pulled out my son. As he come out, and he come out without single scratch. Police asked him, how you can survive? Look at your car condition. My son said, I don't know. I was sleeping. And he come out without single scratch. And he told the police, can you drop me home because my car is scrapped, I can't drive. Police said, no, I can't take you home. First I have to take you on hospital. Let the doctor check, because for insurance purpose, I'm your witness. So he took the Barnet hospital and he checked over there. Doctor checked him. He said, nothing wrong. Let him go, this boy. And he just come out. There was happened 2 o'clock London time. On Prasanthi Nilayam, about 6 o'clock, and Swami was going after bhajan to his residence. One of my friend, good friend, is a doctor, is sitting on the veranda opposite Swami interview room. So Swami went to him and asked him, he said, how is Vadgama's son? The doctor said, Swami, I don't know, because 2 days ago I talked with Vadgama, nothing wrong, everything fine. Swami said, no. His son got very nasty accident. But Vadgama promised me, he do my Lasksharchana mantra. And he asked me, Swami, you say, look out my son. So I look out him, and I give him new life. And doctor immediately found me in London. So I said, doctor, wait a minute. The accident only 15 minutes ago, accident. How do you know in 6,000 miles away in Prasanthi Nilayam? Even London people don't know anyone. How you know? Doctor said, Swami told me. Can you promise Swami? Do the Lasksharchana mantra and look out to your son. So Swami look out to your son. That is my own experience. So please, you have any problem, ask inside your heart, tell the Swami, Swami will can solve your problem. So please, last Baba, join with me. And very fast, very loudly, each and every person have to join. They pray the Swami who's not feeling well, make him well. So, any friend, relative, neighbor, anyone, hospital, anywhere, for taking his name in inside, and we're going to pray for everyone for him. So please join with me. Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. 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 Om Shri Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah.
Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri 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 Satya Sai Krishnaya Namah.
Laksharchana is finished. You go to the Islamic bank, 100,000 mantra. Anytime you want, you can use. And specialty Mara we don't purchase Subin, can make him well and the chapter he get and after next time I child. So please, everybody, pray for that one. Thank you for that. And Swami is always look out, but we are human beings, always thinking something. Sometimes Swami give me this robe, not robe, but it's a pitamba. Swami never give anyone pitamba. Swami only give the robe. Only pitamba was given by only 3 people. And Swami gave me this one. On the border, it's a nice design. So I looked this one. I thought Swami give me sari. And I was angry, Swami. I looked Swami, you give me sari for my wife. It doesn't give me anything to me. And I was angry. I come out from interview. I came out outside. And I see the Mr. Narayan. Narayan was in the Prasanti. He looking out. So what does Swami give you? He give me only sari. Doesn't give me anything. He said, your wife was with you in interview? I said, no. Then Swami never gives sari. I said, yeah. He looked, he said, I know. You know what you got? He said, the pitamba. Swami, when he under the floor, never give anyone. Up to today, he given only 2 people. Now we are 3 people. And then I did pitamba. Then I did realize, yes, Swami. I am just like you. You have a problem, simple, I'm getting. I'm nothing. I can't heal anyone, I can't do anything. I'm very simple man. Swami gave me 3 photos. And he said, you live like zero, don't try to be zero. Yeah. Original photo was like this small, but I analyzed. And Swami said, I'm with you like this. But he said, shut your mouth. You know, then my face is like this. So before I talk anything, I have to take a Swami is with me like this. It says, shut your mouth, don't talk too much. And when you talk, then my face is like this. I always carry this photo in my pocket. Before I'm talking, I always look Swami, I'm going to talk little bit, not more. So, and all Lasksharchana completely free. Anybody. And today with this mantra, we make any mistake or anything, and we are very, very much apology for to you. I hope you are enjoying. And we thank you, Sati Bhai, organize this Lasksharchana and give chance to we all meet here and do the mantra. Thank you, Sai Baba.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our Divine Master, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon, Arun Kumar Panda. He has had the privilege and the great fortune of having the grace, darshan, and close proximity with our beloved Bhagavan. Uncle Arun Kumar Panda originally hails from the state of Orissa in India. He has had over 40 odd years of close interaction with Swami. Uncle's father was the longest serving state president of the Sai organization in Orissa. And over the many memorable years, Uncle Panda and his family have had numerous interviews and intimate interactions with Bhagavan. It would not be an overstatement to say that every facet of Uncle's life and that of his family's have been personally directed by Swami himself, right from performing Uncle's marriage to the naming ceremonies of his children. Swami says, the hands that help are holier than the lips that pray. And Uncle Panda is a fine example of this. He has been involved with most of the major seva activities in Orissa, and it is worth mentioning that he played a key role in the recent project involving building houses for the flood-affected people of Orissa. Uncle Panda's tireless and selfless work has made him a great source of inspiration for the youth in India to engage in selfless seva in the name of our beloved Swami. It is a blessing and delight to have him address us to share some of his unique experiences that he has had with Bhagavan. So without further ado, brothers and sisters, I welcome Uncle Arun Kumar Panda. Sai Ram.
One student asked Swami, you have given us so many things. How will convey our gratitude to you? Swami said, remember the incidents and be happy. So today, the brothers and sisters of Bedford made me happy because I got a chance to remember my good olden days with Swami. So I am grateful to Swami and thankful to all of you. My sincere Sai Ram to all of you. Lord Rama came for Satya and Dharma, and Lord Krishna came from Shanti and Prema. And Bhagavan came for Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema for all the four. In one of the interviews when we were sitting inside the prayer hall with family members, myself, my father and my wife, Swami said, when I was Rama, I was looking after my family only. When I was Krishna, my family got little extended because my sister got married to somebody else. But in this avatar, I am for everybody. I look after all of you. All of you are my family members. So those who were born in Rama's Yuga and Krishna's Yuga, we had no idea. But today, in this avatar's age, whoever have come in contact with Swami, whether it is physically, mentally or spiritually, they are the most fortunate ones. If you go back to the Krishna's age, Krishna's era, you can say, when Bhagavan gave the Vishwadarshan to Yashoda, after the Vishwadarshan, Yashoda suddenly forgot that I am looking the Lord as a Vishwadarshan, and Maya involved her, and again he simply said, no, it cannot be possible, he's my Kana only or my Gopal only. But the same thing happened once in Prashant Nilayam. Swami was coming in the evening from very small boy. He was walking in the evening in the Prashanti Nilayam, and Subhamma, the second mother you can say, because Iswarama gave him the birth, but most of the time Swami used to spend time with Subhamma. And he showed the Vishwarupa Darshan to Subhamma. But Subhamma was not Yashoda. He never forget. Maya didn't affect her. He straight prostrated Swami's feet. Swami said, Hare, you are a Brahmin, I am a Kshatriya, you are touching my feet. Come on, get up, get up. So what I am to say is, the devotees of this era are much more fortunate, much more devoted to the Lord compared to other eras. My association with Swami started in 70, but in 69 and 68, towards the end when I was reading in the engineering college, electrical engineering subject, my father was already the state president at that time. He sent two things to me. One Swami's photo, small photo, and a packet of Vibuthi. By that time I had no idea about Swami or Vibuthi, anything. When I saw Swami's photo, I said, what is this photo? Just such a long hair and all this in the top and this thing. Somehow I didn't like and kept the photo just in my bed. And the fan was running. There's a small engineering college rooms we share with other friends. When I opened the Vibuthi, the fan was running, and the Vibuthi just went into air. So that was my first experience with Swami's photo and Vibuthi. How unfortunate I was at that time. After 1 year, I came back to Delhi just to stay with my father. Because right from the beginning, I was a motherless child, so that's why Swami used to call ashram is our mother. So I want to spend some time with my father. The jobs were very plenty that time. I thought, no, let me spend some time and then we'll think of whatever. So as we son and father and son, we spent some time in Delhi. Suddenly one day I asked Swami, my father's, the father, I'm feeling something vacuum, something lonely, and I don't know why. My father casually told, would you like to get married? Because the marriage was already fixed by the father's guru, Abhiram Paramahansa, long back. I said, no, that was not the vacuum, but somewhat I feel something. Then he suddenly told, will you go to Prasanthi to have Swami's darshan? I told, okay, yes, I'll go. Father told one condition. I'm a member of parliament, I can move by air or by first class. And since you are going for the first time as a devotee, you must travel in the third class. I told, okay, it's not unacceptable, it's acceptable to me. But when I just board the train, normally whenever in India, there is an accident, the third class compartments are always being affected the most. Because the AC tires and all, they either in the front or the back. So I had only one prayer to Swami, that Swami, let the train reach Prasanthi without an accident at least. At least let me have a look of you. Then what were the other things will follow. By His indefinite grace, I reached there with my father. It was the Sivaratri day of 1970. Father told me one thing which I still remember the whole of my life, that never touched Swami's feet unless he asked for it. So whenever I used to be in Prasanthi, I just fold my hand toward the back, lest it may come out. So I saw Swami from a distance. I touched the lotus feet from a distance, and he looked me back from a distance, and that was my first impression, and came back. As I told you, just I was coming for the first time to my father, because father was struggling his life. I was studying with my uncle and aunties. So after a long gap of 23 or 24 years, both father and son were together. So I was spending most of my times, sometimes reading, sometimes since I gone to Swami some books, and I had a very strong bad fascination for movies. I used to see 4 movies in a day. The session starts at 11 o'clock, 11 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9. After observing my programs or my daily routine, once my father told me, you are seeing so many movies, why can't you leave it? I told him, we'll ask Swami. Because whenever there is a fight between father and son, I just find out the easiest way to refer to Swami. At least some time will go and let us see what Swami says. Then he didn't say anything. Then in the meantime I saw 2 dreams. In one dream, there is a big forest and Swami is just holding my hand and is putting one hand in the shoulder of mine and is taking me to a lifted, elevated place. Next morning when I got up, I asked my father, what is the dream? He said, you see, it's a good dream because you have seen Swami in the dream. Your life, this human desire is just like a jungle or a forest. And Swami wants to take you from this to an elevated position. Okay, keep it up. Then after 1 or 2 months, I saw another dream. Swami has come to us in a chariot, the golden chariot which we are seeing now in Prasanthi. And when I was leaving, I was just weeping and running after the chariot. And he showed me a golden ring. I said, I have kept for you, come. So with those 2 dreams, in the month of September, 10th September, I still remember that is my golden day, I left for Prasanthi alone. That was my first journey to the Lord's abode. My father wrote a simple letter to Kasturi uncle. This is my son, and he will take care of his where he will stay and all these things. But please introduce him to Parvatama. Parvatama was the younger sister of Swami. So when I reached Prasanthi, it was almost 8 o'clock in the night. No idea about the areas and all these things. No language. Language also I don't understand Telugu. Then when I reached, I find out where is Kasturi uncle staying. That time he was staying in a very small quarter in East Prasanthi, because those palatial buildings were not there at that time. So he was sitting in the veranda. It was hardly 6 to 8 feet width. I just wanted to step into the veranda to give the letter. Normally, when a dog comes to your door, what you do? Just with a stick, you just try to bring him, go. That way, it told, no, just as it was untouchable. I suddenly traced back. Then from a distance, I just, whatever the stretchable hand is there, I just hand over the letter to him. When he opened it, he said, oh, you're Panda's son. The entire scene changed. He said, I'll just speak to Swami. He just went inside It was already, door was closed. Somewhat he went in and he came out with a message. He said, Swami said, let him stay wherever today. Tomorrow I'll see him. That night, naturally, you imagine a boy of 23, 24 reaching Prasanthi, meeting the Lord tomorrow morning. So the whole night, it was almost an empty night. I couldn't sleep. In the meantime, Swami had told Kasturi uncle to bring him tomorrow in the morning. So I was just going with Kasturi uncle, he was holding my hand. My condition was just like a slaughterhouse. When you take a lamb to the slaughterhouse and he knows that he will be cut there. With that, I was being dragged there. So there is 2 rooms, 2 doors to the prayer hall. One is adjacent to Swami's interview room and the other one is where the normal public goes. So I was taken from that room which was adjacent to Swami's room. And Swami was speaking something on giving the divine discourse on Onam. Nothing went into my ears. When I went inside, I just wanted to touch his feet. So he said, no, wait. I came out and sit. After 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he finished his discourse and he called me near his knee. And he gave me such a long key. It's a very long key. It's an unusual key I have seen. It's a very big one. Then I asked, what is Swami, what is this? Swami said, this is the key of your spiritual door. It was locked till now. I have opened it. Don't close it anymore. So with that key, I just came out. I had no idea that whether the key is for a room or for something else to keep. I asked Kasturi uncle. He said, there are 4 rooms, 69, A, B, C, D, behind this Ganesh temple. Now there nothing is there because Srinivas has come out in that place. And there was one room, 69A, I just went inside. Anyway, there's a nice room. I slept. I won't try to sleep. But I have not marked that the roof is a small hole was there. It was the month of September. That night was heavily, it was raining. So my only job was, there was a bucket inside the bathroom. I was to get that bucket, take out all the waters from the floor, throw it out, again bring the bucket, take out the water. This whole night, it was a wonderful exercise given by Swami, cleaning the room, that water blockade in it. I promised Swami, let me go to the shade also, but don't give me this type of rooms. Anyway, that was in my mind. Next day, after 1 or 2 days when I stayed there, Swami didn't look at me, didn't talk to me. I wrote a letter to my father, the Swami is not looking at me. I spent so much of time and come here. So from today, I just try to leave my food. Let me fast. Because nothing is there, many bad thoughts coming into many minds disturbed. But if he doesn't call, doesn't talk to me, what is the necessity here? So I started fasting. My weight was only 46 kilo by that time, and fasting means So that morning, one gentleman from devotee, a good devotee of Swami, Lakshman Chawla from Bombay, he came and stayed with me. And he came in the morning, and by say 2 o'clock, Swami called him for the interview. Then he came out. I told, how come Swami called you? Because but till that time I was thinking that Swami is only mine. But I never knew that he is for the millions and billions. So he told, since how many days you are coming? How many years? I told, this is my 2nd visit. He told, I am coming for the last 5 years. And you be sure Swami will call you. And yes, he left. Then in the evening I was just going up. There are some construction work was going on. I was just doing whatever little service. Because as I told you, 46 kg, the whole day I am fasting. So you know what is the service condition I must be doing. So suddenly by 4:30 or 5 in the evening, somebody came to the upstairs on that place and he asked, who is Panda from Orissa? I kept mum, why should I just know who is Panda from Orissa? Why should he just... Then after 2 to 3 minutes when nobody came out, I thought this is my call. Then I started running from the distance to I was wearing a dhoti and a shirt. It was almost drenched. Then Kasturi was standing near the Ganesh temple. He said, stop. Come on, let's go. Swami wants to talk to you. I told, let's go. He said, no, not with this dress. You go and change your dress and come. Then I changed my dress and came. So we both went. When I was going, the door was already closed. I told, whatever the open he has opened yesterday with the spiritual key, again the door is closed. Anyway, Kasturi just peeped in and he talked to somebody. Swami said, come. And that was the full moon day of September, and I was born on a new moon day. I just entered the Divine Lotus Feet Prayer Hall. And before that, I had a tooth problem in Delhi. The doctor said that Mr. Panda, let him get it operated. And my father told me that, would you like to take little Vibuthi? Because I have already told you my experience with Vibuthi in my engineering college. I said, in one condition, I'll take Vibuthi. If I take Vibuthi, I'll not take medicine. Choice is yours. So with all reluctance, he said, okay, you take Vibuthi. Anyway, I took the Vibuthi whole night. Next morning when my teeth were checked, the doctor said, I don't know, Mr. Panda, what is happening, but the teeth was coming straight now. There is no need for an operation. So that is my background. And I had also feeling in my background when I am going to Swami, because I used to see so many movies. If Swami directs me to see these type of movies or these type of actors or directors, so that was also in my monkey mind for that. So with these two thoughts, I entered the Divine Lotus Feet's room. At that time, there was only 4 to 5 people. They have come from the USA. They had come to invite Swami for the 25th anniversary of the UNOD. They asked Swami, just come to USA and please, and you come and guide us and direct us. Swami said, you know, this entire world is my house and India is my drawing room. If I won't clean the drawing room and go to the other rooms, what people will say? See, he has come, he has not cleaned his own drawing room. Then suddenly the thought came to my mind, Swami, let the drawing room be always with Daddy. You be here in India, never go outside. So that was in my thought of my mind. And the people used to ask them spiritual questions, many questions they asked. And suddenly that monkey mind again jumped and said, why should I not ask some spiritual questions to Swami? Because there was nothing in my mind that I'll gain from something from that. But I just, out of curiosity, I wanted to ask a question to Swami. I just followed when I entered, first question Swami asked, how is your tooth? That was the first answer to my first question. Then I asked him a question, Swami, when I am sitting to just remember you or something, I am not getting concentration. But that's a very favorite subject of Swami. Mind, Atma, concentration, devotion, determination. He could have answered me in any way, many ways. Because that's a favorite subject I touched. But before what Swami told me, the answer, I just want to go back to the background story, otherwise you can't know. So I had that in my mind about the fields. And I asked the question about the concentration. So we are staying in Odisha, Bhubaneswar. There is a small city, Cuttack. There is a twin city, we call it. In that twin city, Cuttack, there was a cinema hall, they call Capital Cinema Hall. And the beauty of that cinema hall is, that hall was full of pillars. Here we see only 2 pillars. But there, everywhere, because of the construction was not that advanced in that stage. So there were a lot of pillars inside the cinema hall. And when you get a ticket for a cinema hall, if a pillar is in your front, you lost the ticket and lost your peace of mind also. Because if you look to the left back side, they will bang you. If you look to the right, the people at the back, right side, they will bang you. In the front, you can't see anything because there's a pillar. Only you have to hear the sound and come back. But the cinema people had one, what you call advantage, that behind the ticket, they put you a cross mark. It's a seal like that. If you see that cross, you know you are born for that day, because you can't see anything. Then now let us see Swami's answer. Swami said, yes, you are not getting concentration, that's fine. But tell me, when you are standing in a film to get a cinema ticket in a queue, your always prayer is, Swami, let that pillar ticket don't come to me, let that pillar ticket don't come to me, let that pillar ticket don't come. The thought came in Delhi, the question came at Prasanthi, the answer was at Cuttack. Who can be the master? Who can be without him the master? The omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. That is one of the examples, bright examples. After that, after I almost spent 1 hour with him there, before I was coming, Swami just took me to the stairs and entered the room at the top. On the 3rd step, he asked me to stand. He was below. His both hands were on my shoulders. And he said, you know, many times your father getting angry with you because he has a lot of work. He is a good man. But don't worry. A beautiful life is waiting for you. People starts for their life, and Swami as a mother, he has kept it for me for the beautiful life. I came out and I was just pouring myself, my tears and everything somewhere. And suddenly after half an hour I got a pat at the back. I said, who will touch me here? When I looked back, again Swami was standing. He just, to wipe out my tears. Then I said, Swami, I'll come again. Bangaru, come. And that was my first encounter, you can say, with Swami. And as the time goes, I just started playing with him. And as I started playing with him, doubts also crept in. So when I was, as a one more request to all of you, I have no idea how much I have to speak. 5 minutes before you ring a bell, so that I can finish within that 5 minutes. Because this is a subject, it will not have any, can't control the time factor. So, when I was coming for the second time to Swami, doubts crept in. Suddenly I thought in my mind, Swami, is it really you are reading the letters? So many people are writing to you letters. In the morning, in the evening, you collect and you take it. Is it really reading? So that came to my mind. So that time there was no email, there is no message or something. The postal department was there. And that time there was a letter called a registered post letter, where the registered envelope will be there in India, and it will be, another card will be attached to that, that is called AD card, acknowledgement card. That acknowledgement card means you have to write your address and the address to whom you are sending the letter, and to pin it with the envelope and send it. And once it reaches that envelope card, AD card will come back with the signature of that gentleman. So with that monkey mind, I sent a letter. Swami at that time was in Bangalore. I wrote the letter correctly. Address. After 4 days, the AD card came out with his full autograph signature, Sri Satya Sai Baba. And he let the date will be not there, he just again inscribed the pen 9/3/1997. I said, okay, Swami, now I could know that you are reading the letters, at least I got your autograph. Once, many times, I was sitting before the marriages, the daughter was telling here, I was sitting with my father's friend, 2 to 3 persons, and I was sitting there. Swami asked, you are going to get married with the 3rd daughter? I said, yes, Swami. Do you have a photo of hers? So all of my father's friends, I was little what I'll say, if I say yes, I'm gone. If I say no, I'm also gone. I told, let me speak the truth. I said, Swami, yes, I have a photo of hers. Where you have kept? I told Swami, I have kept at Delhi. Because I came from Delhi. Then suddenly he told, Dil mein rakha hai ki Delhi mein rakha hai? Whether you kept in your heart or in Delhi. So I didn't answer. So that was the play he used to play with us. Many times whenever I used to go there, Prasanti, sometimes Swami will call. When I'll go alone, Swami will ask, your father has not come? When father will go alone, he will come, son has not come? When both the father and son will come, he call both of us. So this game with Swami, as I tell you, he is the Lord. He has come for us, not only to wipe our tears, but to fill it with a smile also. But remember one thing Swami used to tell, when you are in trouble, when you are in pain, when you are in a sad mood, there is no need to remember him. Because Swami says, I will be there already. But when you are in the happiest moment, when you are the most happy time, the loveliest time, remember that time. He will be happy. Because Swami tells many times that you see, I got that boy, I gave him seat, he read here, stayed for 10 years, but he didn't come to me, didn't write to me. So he has come with this avatar just as a mother. What? Why the children are so close to Swami students? Because they never thought of his so divinity, his Lord, Rama, Krishna or anything with that. He is their mother. And that mother Sai is not only for me, but for the whole of the universe. As he has come, he is there, he will be there. It's already time for the dinner or something. I'll remember about the food part. I'll finish with my last. It was 2005. We were in Prashanti Seva. Normally, Orissa people are fortunate to have Seva for 3 times in a year. Month of February, month of August and month of May. So, it was month of May, we were just there. And Swami was talking to the Sevadal members. It was 1990, 2005, Onam function was there. And in Onam function you will see, there will be bananas and coconuts, they will be decorated in the right side of the function. And after the function is over, the truck will come and they will take it out. And there is a floral path where Swami used to sit. In the front there is a floral path. It's a very beautiful rangoli will be done for the Onam. So it was all in the morning around 10 o'clock. Swami suddenly went inside the prayer hall. So since I am the group leader of that Mandir Seva, I just wanted to guard that floral bed. So I went behind the floral bed and standing in the front. That means the back is Swami's interview room or Swami where he is to sit. This is the Prasanti hall. And to my left, the decoration, the flower, coconuts and plantains were there. Yes. Then suddenly, after I came to Swami to 70. It is 2005. After 35 years also, that monkey mind was still there. I suddenly thought in my mind, Swami, so many plantains are there, so many coconuts are here. Will I not get one for my eating purpose? See, the thought of a monkey mind, what can go to what extent. Then just after my thought, they started lifting the coconuts and plantains to be loaded in the truck. I again thought, Swami, whatever the smell I was getting, whatever the feeling I was getting that they are there, that's also going to go now. And when they just going to load it in the truck, one of the Sevadal from Kerala, old Sevadal, he came to my back and just put something inside my hand. I'm not able to see because Swami anytime will come, in the front he will say that devotees are sitting. And in the meantime Swami came from the interview room. See my predicament. The plantains are at the back, Swami is at my back, the front crowd is there. I said, Swami, I just touched my finger, I mean ears. I'll never ask you anything this silly in Prasad. I got 2 plantains. I thought if I take 2, I may not digest. So I gave 1 to my Sevadal members. And regarding one weakness I had with Swami, that is for the gold. I had a very weakness for gold in the sense, sometimes I used to say, hey, a ring is there, or a chain is there, or something has to be on my body so far gold is concerned. Because we are not in a position to buy gold, because as I told you I was passing through very financial conditions. But when I came to Swami, I thought, okay, I got the master. Whenever I'll get a chance, I'll ask for a gold ring or gold chain. So once we were sitting in the interview room, Swami was giving pen to every student. It was written, love all, serve all, hurt never, help never. Then Swami told, you see, this is a pen I am giving you, but read and write, otherwise you will fail. Then everybody stretched his hand, the Swami gave a pen. So naturally I also stretched my hand. He said, no, you have all passed through engineering, why you need a pen? What do you need more? Then suddenly for the last so many years I am just planning ring, gold. When he asked so suddenly, I said, Swami gave me a photo of yours. Swami said, yes, Bengal. Then we came out. When I came out, I thought, what a fool I am. For the last so many years, I was planning in my mind, I'll get a gold, ask gold. And he gave me and the photo, and suddenly I thought, if it's a normal photo, ordinary photo, people will say, don't fool us. You have bought it from the market and you're showing that Swami has given. So then I mentally thought that, Swami, give me a picture, photo, so that nobody had that one. So people can't say that you have not got. I came out. 2 days gone, I booked my tickets also that time to Delhi. Then I asked Kasturi uncle, that uncle, you please ask Swami. Swami promised me to give me a photo, and I'm going day after tomorrow, and just. And Kasturi uncle went inside, I said. Then when he came out, I said, Swami told anything? He said, yes, I asked Swami about your photo. Swami said, I am searching. So, that is already 1 day passed. I said, okay. The next day, the same evening, I had to come to Delhi. Again, in the morning, I went to ask Kasturi uncle, please ask Swami. Yes. Then he told something, and Swami called me to the interview room. Students were there, family members were there, the divine discourse was going on, family matters. And suddenly Swami started moving his hand like this. When he started moving his hand, I knew something is coming for me, because he promised me about the photo, I reminded him so many times. I was almost on his lap. Swami said, wait, who will wait? The divine master in your front, you are here, he is creating something for you. Who will wait? I am just falling on him. Then on his small palm, a small photo came. It is 2 inch by 2 inch, something like that. It was the Ananta Sayana, that Lakshmi Narayan was sleeping on the 7 faces snake. There was a cushion, Swami was reclining like this. There was a black sea at the bottom. And there is a small point there. Swami said, you see, this bird is Garud. He just pointed that bird. It's a very small photo, but that bird was very distinct, you can see it. So he just pointed out that this is Garud. That means this Narayan. So with that Lakshmi Narayan in mind, I came out. So many things he has given. So many things he has given to many of us. If you can take care of a child's hunger of a plantain, if you can take care of a child's toilets, habits, anything can give to anybody. The only thing is, there is no need to ask. Whatever is needed, whenever it is needed, he just gives in advance. Because he's this master, he does everything in advance. He promised us to be there by 96, he left in 86. He knows the reason. So his programs are always in advance. So nothing to worry about. The Lord has come, he had come, he is here, he will be there for all of us. Whenever you see, and about this Laksharchana and Nagar's Nam Sankirtan, there is one line what Swami has told me about that, I'll just see and end it. Swami said, the human mind is just a monkey. That you already know by this time, look, it is a monkey mind. Swami said, this monkey mind always jumps. He is never steady. That's why it is called a dancer. And in Sanskrit it is called nartaki. Whether in Hindi or Sanskrit, whatever you call it, it is a nartaki. Nartaki is a mind is nartaki. Swami said, if you want to control the mind, just reverse it. If nartaki you reverse it, it is called kirtan. And this mass bhajan is called kirtan. So to control the monkey mind, to be in rest in peace, Swami says, if you are near to the divinity and if you are in bliss, there will be nothing like mind. And this is the only thing in life which creates all the problems. So to control that monkey mind, the only part is kirtan. Yes.
Sometimes we have problem and Swami can help. How can help? One time I did Laksharchana in Switzerland and one gentleman came. He said, can you come on Belgium and do the Laksharchana? Problem, he doesn't speak English and I can't speak French. So we have a problem. And finally I can understand from him, he had invited me to come on Belgium and do the Laksharchana. So I say, okay. He said, when I go back, I can let you know. And he sent me email. And I have to go after 3 week time. And everything was okay. Last minute, I was going next morning, and last night, he phoned me up. He said, Mr. Vadgama, I can't come airport and pick you because I have to go work. I'm head over there and I have to go. So I said, you can't come. Then first time I'm coming to Belgium, how can I know? He said, but my father comes and he can pick you from airport. But only problem, my father can't speak English. And also, he can't write your name on the board to come on the airport. I said, well, he come airport to take me, he can't write my name on the board. How can I recognize your father? He said, well, leave it to Swami. Swami have to sort out. I said, how can Swami sort out? It's our human problem. We are making problem. He said, well, I'm ringing for my work and I have to go, I can't talk much. So he leave the phone. And I was slightly worried. I said, I don't know what to do. And then I decided, kept on going Belgium. I went to Swami photo before my sleep. I need Swami photo and I said, Swami, sorry, I cannot go to Belgium. They invite me. But on the night, Swami came in my dream. He said, you go Belgium, I come and pick you personally myself. And when I woke up morning, I was thinking, how can Swami come and pick me from Belgium airport? I'm in London, Belgium there, Prasad there, 6,000 miles distance. No, it's a dream is dream. Dream never come true. On dream you are millionaire, and next morning you don't have money to pay your electricity bill. So I said, what dream? I don't believe. I said, how can Swami come and pick me? It's not possible. I'm not going. And in the morning we were having breakfast, and my daughter asked me, Daddy, what time is your flight? I said, Sangeeta, my daughter name is Sangeeta. I said, Sangeeta, I decided I'm not going. He said, why? Because I said, gentleman who was coming to pick me, he can't come, and he can't pick me. And instead of his father come, he can't pick English, he can't write my name and nothing. And then I told about my dream. He said, Daddy, you believe Swami, yeah? You trust Swami, better than go. Swami will come and pick you. I said, how can Swami come and pick me? It's common sense, it's not possible. He said, no, you get ready, I can drop you at airport. And I have no choice. And I was thinking and thinking and thinking, how can Swami come and pick me from airport, It's not possible. And finally, I went to Belgium. I reached over there, and time was about 8:30 in the evening. I looked all over the airport, no orange robe sign, nothing. And I got angry. Swami, you promised me, where are you? You are not in here. Why you send me here? Now I'm in problem. What am I going to do? I have to go nearest hotel. And it cost me a lot of money. I haven't got enough money. Oh, Swami, I looked everywhere. No orange robe sign, nothing. I got mad on Swami. Swami, you are troublemaker. Why? Whatever, because we are human being thinking everything. Now thinking and thinking. After clear the custom, I came out. No orange robe sign, no Swami, nothing. Now what was happened? Gentleman who was coming to pick me, he came out from house, sit inside his car, and start the car, and somebody touched him back. He looked in the car, no one there. Then he got a thought, his mind. He said, I'm going to pick up Mr. Vadgama, but I don't know whether he's a young, mid-age, or old age. How can I recognize him? And then suddenly he realized, he said, Vadgama is Swami devotee. So he went in that way in the puja room and he picked up Swami photo like the same photo. He picked up and come airport. And he was standing over there. And I was so angry. Swami, you promised me you come and pick me airport. You are not here. What am I going to do now? I was so angry. When I was looking, I came out. That gentleman came a little bit early. And Belgium airport was very, very busy. Every 5 minutes, one flight come. And every flight, 2, 3 Indian. He was standing over there. Any Indian come, he saw the Baba photo. Nobody looked. He waited half an hour, nothing. Now I was on the other side, and I'm angry on Swami. Promise me, you come and pick me. Where are you? You are not in here. When another gentleman came, he saw Swami photo, he kneeled Swami photo and walked away. So he was so much worried. That was my worry. And as I came, he saw me Swami photo. And I saw from my pocket, same photo. So he said, but unfortunately, he forget my name. He said, Vasco-da-Gama. I said, yes. So he said, then sign language, he said, do you like to eat something or drink? I said, no, I'm okay. I want to go. I said, thank God. And I looked at this photo. I said, yes, Swami, after your promise, you come airport and pick me. Then we have 1 hour driving. We went to home about 10:30 and I just sleep. Next morning, his son came. As his son came, I asked his son, how your father got idea come on airport with Swami photo. He said, my father come on airport with your photo, a Swami photo? I said, yes. But he asked his father his language, and he said, well, I don't know, because when I was going to pick him, I don't know Mr. Vadgama, whether he's a young, mid-age, or old age. How can I recognize? Now I was thinking, and suddenly somebody touched me back, and then I got thought in my mind, Vadgama is a Sai devotee. But then I take with Sai Baba photo and go to airport. So I went to airport, and I was standing half an hour there. Any Indian come, I saw the photo. Nobody was there, everybody walked away. And finally Mr. Vadgama came, and he saw me same photo, so I recognized him, and I bring him. And then I told him my dream. I said, look, Swami came in when you phoned me last night, about 9:30 London time, and he said, you can't come airport, and so I decided I'm not coming Belgium, because the first time coming, so I can't speak the language, French, so I'm not coming. But under my dream, Swami came, and Swami promised me, you go, I come airport, I pick you personally. So they was very happy to listen me. And he said, then he asked his father, how do you get idea to go with Swami photo? He said, I sit the car, somebody touched me, then he said, Sai devotee, so but I went Swami devotee, I went airport. I went to airport, I saw him photo, he saw me another photo, I recognized, I bring to him. It was so nice. After Lasksharchana finished, and I was going to Chanting, I was sitting in the veranda. Swami came, how was your Belgium trip? I said, Swami, that was very nice. You come and pick me. He smiled and walked away. Swami always look out so nicely. One time I was going in Chanting. When I was traveling, I saw one big sign. London lottery, £1 million next week. I said, Whenever you go in the interview, Swami, first thing he asks you, what do you want? What do you want? He asks everyone, and nobody replied, nothing. And I said, I'm going to ask the Swami. Swami, give me lottery number. And I want £1 million. And I come here and read, I do a lot of your seva. So I went over there. Swami called for interview. We went there. Swami asked me, what do you want? I said, Swami, I want London lottery number. I want to win £1 million. Oh, 1 million? Okay, I give you. So I was so happy. Swami going to give me lottery number. I'm going to win the lottery. And I'm a very, very rich man. I was all the time, what Swami said, I not listen, my mind going on and on and on in interview. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Swami did not give me number. I said, Swami, yes, I give. Again 10, 15 minutes. Swami, yes, I give you. I did not give me number. Then 3/4 hour, nearly interview finished. And Swami did not give me number. So everybody was leaving, so I stood in one side corner. I stand there. I thought maybe Swami don't want to give me number on top of everyone. Finally I come, Swami said, go. But Swami, not the number. Yes, I give you. But I said, Swami, when? Your next life. So my next life, I might be multi-millionaire. Then I thought, Swami, this time keep me. Next time, I'll be very, very careful. Again, Swami asked me, what do you want? I said, Swami, I want cash money on my hand before 9. And he said, okay, you want cash money in your hand? I said, yes, Swami, I want cash money in my hand. Okay, I give you cash money. I was so happy. I come up for interview. I was working near the South Indian canteen. And there is another canteen, it's an Indian canteen, it's run by Mr. Kumar. Kumar is my best friend because he lives in London, we meet each other. He saw me, he said, oh, Mr. Vadgama, what are you doing today? I said, I'm doing nothing. He said, come in canteen and help me out. You know, I got a sort of a volunteer. I said, okay, I put my thing in my room, I come and I help you out. So I went over there and we was about 4 or 5 people. And I said, you serve the puri, you serve the rice, you serve the curry. So he said to me, you go on the cashier. I want cashier. Somebody come, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 10 rupees, 5 rupees. All the time I'm collecting money and money and money. The whole cash money comes in my hand, I have to put in pay. And no money comes in my hand. I said, wow, Swami again keep me. Tomorrow, in darshan line in front of everyone, I'm going to tell Swami, Swami, you promised me, give me cash money in my hand, not a single penny came. And that's the morning, I was sitting there, Swami came. Before I say anything, Swami came to me, how are you going your cash business, cash money? Swami, not a single penny came in my hand, you promised me. What you were doing yesterday? Swami, I was in work in canteen, helping out Mr. Kumar. I said, what you were doing in canteen? Swami, I was in cashier taking money, serve food, everyone. Yeah, you asked me you want money, cash money in your hand. You didn't ask for you want money for yourself. So I give you a lot of money for your hand. So Swami, always look out, you know. If any problem, but we are human beings, we sometimes don't understand. We are very crazy. We always thinking ourselves, we are self. One time, I had one program just like this. And program finished, one gentleman turned up. He said, before I came here, I was reading Dr. Gatiya book, and I read about Mr. Vadgama, so many things, and Swami helped him quite a lot. And he was just telling that other gentleman turned up. He said, what is your proof? Swami never told anything disco about Vadgama. I don't believe. He said, Mr. Gatiya was Swami's friend. So maybe give some money to Dr. Gatiya, and Dr. Gatiya wrote in book. But Swami signed that book. Say, so what? He said, I don't believe. And he found out about 200 people criticized me very badly. And I said, I'm sorry, sir. You have to angry on me because of it's my fault. And that thing Swami knew. And Swami called Sanatan Gujarati Sanatan Thati editor. You know, this is a Sanatan Thati editor. And Swami called him, he put all Vadgama story inside the Sanatan Thati. Sanatan Thati go each and every house, each and every country, so everybody know that his story is a true story. When Sanatan Thati come out, the whole my story in here in this book, you know. And one of my friends, is a person by Patel in Harrow, he phoned me up. He said, Mr. Vadgama, did you read Sanatan Thati? I said, no, I haven't read Sanatan Thati. He said, Sanatan Thati, a lot of things come about you. And I start worrying. I said, oh my God, why Sanatan Swami put me Sanatan Thati? Only Swami put Sanatan Thati. You are collecting money on Swami name, or you are doing involved some lady business or something, do something bad thing. Then Swami put Sanatan Thati. He said, don't trust that man. So I was so much worried. I said, oh my God, I'm Sanatan Thati now. The people is ignoring me and I don't know what to do. I did not eat my lunch or nothing. Then again, I said, let me ring. I ring there again, goes in my pocket. I said, can you tell me what thing came about Sanatan Thati about me? He said, Sanatan, oh, it's a good thing come about Sanatan Thati. I was a little bit happy. And same hall, 2 weeks time, I have another program, same hall, everything. When Sanatan Thati came, and that gentleman came, and he stand up, he said, I'm very, very sorry. Last time I criticized Mr. Vadgama, I was very angry, but he with Swami, with Sanatan Thati, he came and saw everyone. The Swami give my answer in Sanatan Thati, the whole story. I apologize to Mr. Vadgama. I said, look, you don't have to apologize me. I went over there, I kneeled his feet, I touched his feet and I kneeled him. I said, you are a great man. If you did not criticize me, I'm never going to put me on Sanatan Sati. So you never done wrong anything, nothing. Then I told everyone, give him a big hand to that gentleman. Everybody gave a big hand, he was very happy. They came up. Swami always look out, we have anything. But Swami said, when you start talking, talk very little bit less. When first time talking, you put 10% your own mentory. Next time 20%, third time, afterward 100% your own mentoring. So I will be very, very careful about talking about Swami. So after Sanatan Sati, that gentleman was very happy, I was happy. And one time I asked Swami, I got hearing problem. Swami said, oh, I can't hear. Swami said, oh, very good, very lucky, very lucky. But Swami can't hear. He said, yeah, you are very lucky man. But Swami, I got a problem hearing. Can you do something? He said, no, you are very lucky. He said, you can hear. When somebody says something bad, you feel very bad. But you can't hear, you always laugh, joke and be happy. You are very happy man. And he walked away. He hasn't done anything. So, few years, I done nothing. Afterward, one gentleman, he is a doctor, and a good friend, Sai Baba. He said, good hearing problem. Look, I'm a specialist for you. I can do something for you. I can give you hearing aid. But I said, Swami told me, don't worry. We said, oh, Swami, now is okay. You can make me hearing aid. I'm very hearing now. And yesterday, somebody came in my office, and he was coming from America. He came with the gentleman, and he saw my office, Swami photo and Vibuthi and did everything, and then he started criticizing me. He said, you traveling every week? I said, yes, I'm traveling every week. I go to Europe, I do Laksharchana, this. He said, well, you are a great man, you got a Swami name, he said, go and do nothing, you stay in somebody's house for free of charge, you are eating for nothing, everything. The Swami name is doing this and that. And immediately Swami remembered me. Swami said, if you start hearing, it's a problem. Because now I'm hearing and that man gave me problem. Yesterday, so I said, Swami, I'm not going to wear hearing aid. I take it out. It might be my problem. So, sorry, thank you, silence.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. How fortunate we are that Bhagavan has sent Uncle Panda to speak to us. I must quickly share a story with you. Up until the beginning of this week, we did not have a speaker, and we had been trying to obtain someone who's had blissful experiences and close contact with Swami. Eventually, we resigned the task to Swami and said, Bhagavan, you know best, as we do not seem to be making any progress. And at that point, when we surrendered this task to Swami, we got a call from Brother Karthik saying to us that he had managed to obtain a speaker to grace our function. The one thing to be learned from this is that everything is Bhagavan's will. And if we surrender even the smallest of tasks to him completely, he will produce the perfect result. And that is exactly what we have had today by listening to Uncle Panda, who Swami has most graciously brought to us, who transported us into bliss with all those fantastic stories and experiences at the lotus feet of our beloved Lord. I've learned so much today, and I'm sure you, the audience, have as well. Now, brothers and sisters, before I get thrown off the stage, I've been asked to pass a vote of thanks. I'm sure you will all agree that no function is complete without this. So it is my privilege to do so. Firstly, to our beloved Bhagavan, without whom this function could have never taken place. We, your dear children, thank you for this opportunity in allowing us to come together under one roof and offer a humble prayer. Secondly, to Uncle Vadgama, who has taken the time and effort to come and officiate this prayer, as well as sharing his glorious stories and experiences. To you, Uncle Vadgama, may Swami grant you energy and strength to continue the outstanding work that you are doing. And thirdly, to our most distinguished guest speaker, Uncle Panda, who took the time to come and share with us his most wonderful stories about Bhagavan, and enthralled us with details about miracles we could have gone on listening for yet another hour. I would also like to thank all the volunteers who have worked tirelessly to bring this program to fruition. And more importantly, everyone for coming and joining in this Laksharchana. Jai Sai Baba.